The Intermediate Guide to Microsoft Excel 2013. Name that tune. Another Computer Mama Guide. This lesson is a spreadsheet that uses defined names and formulas to summarize the data. So we'll learn how to select and define a name and then use it in a formula. There is a sample spreadsheet that you can use if you wish. The ribbon that we're going to be focusing on is the Formulas ribbon. So if you are ready, please start the program Microsoft Excel and open the sample spreadsheet. Hello Excel. This sample spreadsheet shows the net product sales for 3 products: legs, eggs, and pigs. The data includes the date, and the number is formatted as a medium date. Product, that's formatted as text. Net, that's formatted as accounting. Quantity, and revenue, that's formatted as accounting. By definition, a range is one or more cells on a spreadsheet. The cells may be adjacent or not. There are a couple of ways to select a range. Try this one first. Click on cell E1. Hold your cursor till you get to the bottom, E70, the last row with data in this example. The range is selected. Go to Formulas, Defined Names, Define Name. What do you see? You will be prompted to enter a name. By default, Microsoft Excel chose the label from cell E1. The new name refers to original data E1 through E70. Original data is the name of the sheet. The range of the cells E1 through E70 is defined with absolute cell references, the $sign. Click OK. Let's try that again. Click on D1, hold your cursor till you get to the last row, D70. Go back to the top of the spreadsheet to the name box. Click in the name box and type Quantity Sold, and then click Enter. The name Quantity Sold should be in the name box. Keep going. Memo to self: there are rules for defining names. The first character must be a letter. After that, you can use numbers or even underscores. However, you can't use any cell references like B1. You can use a named range to find and select the data. Try it. Go to the name box and then click on the down arrow and select Quantity Sold. What do you see? It selects that range. Try it again. Click on Revenue. Now what do you see? It selects the range for the revenue. Each of these new named ranges can be found in the Name Manager. Go to Formulas, Define Names, click on Name Manager. What do you see? There should be a list of each one of the named ranges. When you click on one, you can see that it refers to the name of the sheet and the cells that are in the range. You can use the Name Manager to click on a new named range. Click on New. You will be prompted for the name. Click on B1, hold your cursor down till you get to B70, the last row in this range. Then click on OK. This is the range for the products. There are now 3 names in the Name Manager. The purpose of creating these defined names is to use them as references in a formula. Let's start with a simple one. Click on cell F1 and type Sample Formulas. If this is a label, and it is, make it bold. Select cell F2. Type equals. Go to Formulas, Defined Names, and click on Use in Formula. Select Revenue from the list. What do you see? The formula is equal to revenue. The formula bar displays the defined name and the correct range of cells is selected. Very good. Okay, let's use the name ranges in a business formula. The question will be this: what is the sum of the product sales if you look at only the eggs? Start by adding a label to cell D71, Sum if eggs. Click on cell E71. Go to Formulas, Function Library, Math and Trig, click on Sum if. Enter the range, Product. Enter the criteria, eggs. Microsoft Excel will add quotes because the words are text. Now enter the sum range, revenue. Click OK. What do you see? The SUMIF function calculates the sum based on your criteria. In this example, the criteria is the product eggs. The sum of the range is revenue. So Excel will look in the column E and sum up the money for the egg products. Here is a different question. What is the sum of the products with more than $300 in sales each day? Try it. Select cell D72 and enter the label, Sum if S. Click on cell E72 to start the formula. Go to Formulas, Function Library, Math and Trig. Click on Sum if S. You will be prompted for 3 answers. Enter the sum range, revenue. Enter the criteria range 1, revenue. Enter the criteria 1. Type greater than 300 and click on OK. What do you see? This is the sum of the products with more than $300 in sales each day. Let's add another criteria. What is the sum of the product sales greater than 300 and less than 500? Let's edit the formula we have in E72. Go to the formula bar and click on the FX, Insert Function. It should open the function arguments again. Now click on Criteria 1. You should see a new Criteria Range 2. Type Revenue. In Criteria 2, type less than 500. Click on OK. What do you see? This is the sum of the sales greater than 300 and less than 500. If you double-click the formula, you can see the range of the cells that it's using, revenue. Here's another one. Click on cell D73 and type COUNTIF. Now go to E73 and we'll enter a new formula. This formula lets you count the products based on your criteria. Go to Formulas, Function Libraries, More Functions, Statistical, and click on COUNTIF. When you're prompted, enter the following. For the range, type revenue. For the criteria, type greater than 300. Click OK. COUNTIF. This is the number of sales greater than 300. How many products that cost less than $3.25 had more than $300 in sales each day? Let's find out. Type a label into D74, COUNTIF S, and make it bold. Now go to E74 to start the formula. Now we need a new range. Select cells C1 through C70. Go to the name box and type net. We'll use the net range in our new formula. Go to Formulas, Function Library, More Functions, Statistical, COUNTIF S. When the function arguments open, please enter the following. Criteria range 1, type net. Criteria 1, type less than $3.25. Criteria range 2, type revenue. In criteria 2, type greater than 300. Click OK. There are only 2 products under $3.25 that made more than $300 a day. 2 more formulas. What is the average daily sales for the products under $3.25? Enter a label in the cell and then go to Formulas, More Functions, Statistical, Average If. When the function arguments open, enter the following. For range, type net. Criteria, less than $3.25. Average range, type revenue. Click OK. And you can format that for currency. This is the last one, I promise. What is the average sales for the products under $3.25 that sold more than $300 per day? We're going to use average if S, so add it as a label. And now go to Formulas, Function Library, More Functions, Statistical. Click on Average if S. When the function arguments open, enter the following. Average range, type revenue. Criteria range 1, type revenue. Criteria 1, greater than 300. Criteria range 2, type net. Criteria 2, less than $3.25. Okay, what do you see? This is the average sales for the products under $325 that's sold more than $300 per day. Pretty cool. Everything looks good when the teacher does it, but what happens when it doesn't work? Here are some ways you can audit the formula. Say you double-click cell E75. What do you see? You should see the formula as well as the range of the data that you're working with. You should look to see that the named ranges are spelled correctly and that they outline the data that you wanted. Well, you done good. Ollie ollie and free. You can get 2 cookies after this lesson. This is the Computer Mama, and thank you for coming.